make up your mind.
Huge fight card we have. I mean, we all knew that Bivol and Beterbiev was gonna fight, but the entire card is like just clear out your whole day and just stay home and watch TV.
A la Shaq, a la Shaq. Alhamdulillah. I'm telling you, people like to talk about this man, but he's doing things that nobody else have tried or could do at this point. And I'm loving it. We win. The fans win. He's an excellent card. I don't care what anybody says. One man shouldn't have this much control. Listen, he's making boxing work, making it work.
What do you think about the co-main event to that fight, where we have Daniel Dubois, who's been on a crazy run, and Joseph Parker, who's also been on a crazy run? Like, what do you think about that fight? Who do you think wins? That's a tough one. Who do you got now, man?
It is tough, because Joseph Parker is a very slick fighter. I like, as a heavyweight, he reminds me of a middleweight fighting at heavyweight. The boy, he's been a wrecking machine. He's knocked off 3 guys, all by knockout, and he culminated it with AJ at the end of it, crushed him. What can you say about it? My hand has to go right behind his shoulder. I'm riding with the boy. I bet against him those 3 times, and I lost 3 times. I'm not doing it again. I'm going with the gusto.
In the third fight of that card, we have, Shakur Stevenson, one of the absolute best fighters in the world, and we have Floyd Schofield, a young up-and-coming guy who has some championship potential for sure. He's elected to fight Shakur right now. What are your thoughts on that? Do you kind of look at it and say, yeah, that's a little too early, or do you just kind of say, nah, I respect him for his ambition, go for it, young man?
Never. No. It's a cakewalk.
Cakewalk?
Shakur Stevenson, unanimous decision. Outboxed, won almost every round, if not every round. Cakewalk.
You don't think Schofield will present any sort of challenge for Shakur?
No.
He is coming off a little bit of a layoff. He did have an injury, had surgery on his hand.
N-double-O. No way, no how. Shakur is going to shine in this bout. It's a big stage. I think it's going to be an embarrassing event.
Last topic for you, Demetrius Andrade. He's finally, talking a little bit, doing a bit of interviews. Seems like he's gonna stay at 168 pounds. I know that you've wanted him to go back down to 160. He could make a real run down there, you believe, try to become undisputed. But seems like, he's enjoying the extra weight, enjoying the extra muscle, so looks like he's gonna stay at 168 pounds. He's obviously trying to fight a guy like Charlo, but one name that he's continued to call out is Caleb Plant. What do you think about that match, and is that the ideal matchup for Andrade for his comeback fight? I mean, not a tune-up, just Caleb.
No, I think he hasn't boxed in over a year now. If that fight is even made, because it has to be made. I don't even see Caleb mentioning Boo Boo. So, and it seems like they've sort of blackballed Boo Boo with the PBC crew, and that's a bad thing. So, and I don't know which other direction he can go in. He's been with a few other promoters. Where the smoke is, it's going to be hard. So I don't know. I don't know. The decision making with Boo Boo's been tough. I told him, we had spoken about it, and I was trying to get him to work with Keith Conley. He didn't choose to, and every time he doesn't listen, it don't go right. I told him before, go ahead, everybody that Keith touches finds a way to get to that point, and then they have to do what they have to do. Yeah. But that's the way to go. And when people don't listen, sometimes they don't learn.
But just the overall matchup, let's just say it does happen. Is that a fight where you would advise him to take? Because I know before you was just like, you know, if they was to throw a guy like David Morrell at Boo Boo, you'd be like, oh yeah, we don't really need that. Young guy, big guy, we're okay with that. But Caleb Plant, you know, a guy who's a boxer on the outside, just like Boo Boo, really good star power, really good name. Is that a fight where you're just like, yeah, you want him to have that?
Well, at this point, that would be the fight. That would be the fight. Caleb has been fighting. He looked good in his last fight, even though he had to overcome some difficulties. When he got it cooking, boy, oh boy, look out.
Yeah.
So it's like when you've been out the ring that long and you're that age. Remember, he's not young anymore. So it becomes more difficult. But that would be, I would prefer that fight to any of the other fights. I mean, these guys are not there now. They're moving up to light heavyweight. So you're not looking at David Morrell, Benavidez. You're not looking at that. You're looking at what we have left. And we have a Munguia, you have Caleb Plant, you have Mabali, you have Edgar. It's a possibility that these are the guys that he can work the best with, if given a chance. Now, I don't know if he'll be given a chance. A lot of the people that control it, this is a political thing now. You know, Eddie Hearn has Diego Pacheco, he has Berlanga. He might not put them in the ring with him. It's just the politics of the game. The promoters control it, so we'd have to see. But I hope he is not being blackballed, and so he can finish out his career on the up.
Speaking of a guy like Berlanga, that is a pretty interesting name. You know, he's, you know, I guess you could say near the top of the division. You know, as at least a notable name. Andrade is also, and you're very, very familiar with Edgar. You worked with him for several fights. Is that a fight where you're just like, and you know, we're putting the politics aside, and you're just like, you don't really know necessarily if Edgar would take that fight, just because maybe it wouldn't favor him, because of the knowledge you have on him, the fighting style of Andrade. Would that be a match where you're just like, you'd love to have it, but you just flat out don't think Edgar would take that fight against Andrade, even though he could use a big win on his resume?
That would be a very big win. Boo Boo is a very kinetic, very, very awkward, sharpshooting southpaw. It's difficult to be able to set up on him. And if Boo Boo has 10 rounds of what he had in the first 3 rounds of the Benavidez fight, forget about it. I mean, none of them beat him, but that's also a speculation. So I think he might have learned a lesson that I need more for these bigger guys. I do need more. So he has to turn up his work rate and everything else. But he still can fight. That's not the question. He can fight. So we'd have to see what happens. I think it would be a tough test for Edgar, because Boo Boo is experienced, and I don't know if he would. Me myself, I wouldn't. I would say, you know what?
If you were on Edgar's team,
right? I would say no. We don't need that. We don't need. We don't, even if say we won and we look bad, it's not good. It doesn't work. And Boo Boo is that fighter. He can make you make mistakes and really just turn you in the wrong direction. So I don't think they would accept that.
Gotcha. Thank you, Dre. Appreciate it, man.
Well, listen, before I go, I want you to know we're putting some things together. I want to give a big shout out, if I could, real quick, to my nephew, Eric Outlaw Hunter. He's doing wonderful things. I'm his advisor, and I help coach his sons with him. And he is moving along at a wonderful pace. He's going to be a great trainer one day. And I just wanted to give him the big ups on it, because a lot of times they don't get the chance to hear how well they're doing. So I'm telling you, nephew, Uncle Dre is telling you right now, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep up the good work, and I'll always be there to make sure you don't make a mistake.